it's our last day on the mountain and it's a cracker. And I guess it's time to give our review of Gudauri, and it's been awesome. From our perspective, which is that of intermediate, maybe even beginner skiers and snowboarders, just coming to look for somewhere new to explore, a new off the beaten path ski destination, we've really, really liked it. We're in Georgia, and we're going to spend a couple of weeks exploring their premier skiing destination, which is Gudauri.
To reach Gudauri, we're flying into Georgia's capital, Tbilisi. First night in Tbilisi in Georgia. What's the plan? Are we going out? We're going to paint the town red?
We're having dumplings. It's 11:20 and we just arrived from Vienna.
We are here for the next 6 weeks. We're going to check out some of the skiing that Georgia has to offer. So for the last 3 years, we've spent a few weeks or a few months in a different, lesser known ski region. So last year we did Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. The year before that it was Bulgaria. This year it's Georgia. And we're starting off here in Tbilisi, the nation's capital. We're going to spend a couple of days exploring Tbilisi before we set off. We're not professional skiers, we're not even very good skiers, but we are going to check out what the place has to offer for digital nomads and for travellers who are looking for something a little different and a little off the beaten path. So hopefully we'll have something to share. We're going to start off here in Tbilisi before we head off for the skiing in a couple of days. Tbilisi is well worth a visit in its own right. The cultural and historical epicenter of Georgia offers a unique mix of old and new, rich tradition and history alongside an exciting cultural renaissance. We highly recommend kicking off your ski trip by spending at least a couple of days exploring the city. We're going to leave Tbilisi this morning and drive toward Gudauri, first stop on our ski tour of Georgia. To travel from Tbilisi to Gudauri, a private transfer is the most straightforward option, costing around 200 GEL or 75 USD one way. If you're on a tighter budget, the local minibuses, known as marshrutkas, leave from Tbilisi's Daidub bus station for just 10 GEL. Alternatively, for a more comfortable ride, shared taxis are also available from Daidub, costing around 20 GEL per person and departing once full. If you're feeling adventurous, renting a car to drive the scenic Georgian military highway is a fantastic option. This route offers stunning winter landscapes. However, be aware it's also used for goods transport between Russia and Georgia, so expect plenty of company on the road and delays at certain times of day. Ensure your vehicle is equipped with winter tyres or snow chains, and consider a four-wheel drive for optimal safety. Check the link below to compare options and find cheap deals with Discover Cars. You gonna be okay here for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
We just checked in and the place is really nice. $300 a week gets you a fairly modest size apartment with everything we need. It's just a studio, but it'll do the job for a couple of weeks. And the best thing is probably we are right on the ski field. So we're right on the slopes. We can see the chairlift from our window for $300 a week. That's a pretty unbeatable location. We just did a shop at the supermarket in New Gudauri, and the selection was pretty limited and it was pretty expensive. So if you do have the opportunity to bring some stuff with you, definitely do that for any specialty items you might want or need. We spent about 100 GEL on some basic groceries, which we'll be able to make do with for now. Just went to the board rental and got a whole setup, snowboard boots, a snowboard and a helmet for like $20 a day. And then I went and got a lift ticket. The lift ticket was $650 for a season, which means I can use it as long as I'm here. And it also means I can use it not just in Gudauri, but in all the other resorts here. So Bakuriani, Caucasus, Mestia, it'll work everywhere. So far,
proven to be pretty cheap, except for the grocery store, which didn't have anything and was real expensive. Our Airbnb host left us a bottle of Georgian wine. It's ordinary, but it's still nice. A nice gift.
After travelling all day and getting settled, we cook up some dinner and grab an early night, ready for our first day on the slopes. It's Saturday morning, first trip up the mountain, absolutely no queue for the gondola. Got a chairlift all to myself for the next stage up the mountain. By the looks of it, no one on the runs. Light dusting of snow. So crazy empty. So far, so good.
Crazy, just totally empty. Got this all to myself. So a little bit about the history of Gudauri. It's always been known as this sort of winter destination. It's always been known for its snow, its high altitude and its beautiful scenery. When the USSR started making a big push to develop their infrastructure, they began to really build these facilities to nurture their winter sports programs. And then post-independence, it's become Georgia's premier ski destination. And especially in the last few years, they've really started to invest into a lot more lifts, modern restaurants, modern accommodation, and really transforming it into a world-class ski destination. So the ski season here starts in mid-December and it gets progressively snowier through to about March. So in December you get about 12 centimetres per week of snow, and then by March it's up to about 29 centimetres per week. And the same goes for snow days. In December it's about 2 snow days per week, through to March where it's about 4 snow days per week. And because of the altitude and the temperature here, the resort remains pretty snow sure. So after that snow does start falling and they build a base layer, you can be pretty confident that you're going to get reliable snow in Gudauri. First little wrinkle, we got up for a couple of runs this morning, but on that last one, the chairlift came to a stop and was stopped for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour before they got it going again. Aside from that, pretty awesome first morning. First day in the books. Tonight we're going to go have a look at a restaurant or a bar because it actually looks like there's a lot of stuff going on. All around the lifts, there's lots of bars, lots of restaurants, and all this accommodation clustered around it. So we'll check that out and see what that's like. While Gudauri may not enjoy the Apres Ski scene of the Alps, there are some really nice restaurants serving a mix of local and international dishes, and a handful of small bars to grab a drink after a day on the slopes. I think there's at least 15 lifts, and they're obviously investing a lot in their gondolas, chairlifts, snow pools, everything like that. So they're not the fastest lifts, but there are so many of them and so few visitors that there's absolutely no queues, which is another big benefit of skiing here. Even on a Saturday at opening, you can ski right onto the gondola or the lift, which is pretty amazing. It's only got 35 kilometres of actual on-piste trails, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they've got a good mix of intermediate, advanced and beginner trails. And they've got heaps of access to this free ride area. So from the lifts, you can access a lot of free ride area, and a short walk from the lifts, you can access them. So if you look at this one over here, you can see, I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but it's been cut to bits by people hiking from the chair to get that fresh powder. So heaps of free ride access within the ski resort, and then a lot of backcountry and ski touring nearby as well. So if you get bored of the resort, you can easily get out into the backcountry. The other awesome thing about this resort is there's heaps of restaurants and cafes on the mountain. They're all pretty delicious and pretty affordable. More expensive than back in Tbilisi, but way cheaper than other resorts in Europe or North America.
They have Dunkin' Donuts here, but don't expect real Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkish donuts.
And the final thing that I really love about Gudauri is all the ski on ski off accommodation. So there's a big village called New Gudauri, which is halfway up the mountain. The longest walk from any of the hotels or any of the apartments to the lifts is about 10 minutes, and the shortest is about 2 minutes. And it's really affordable. We've got a full write-up of the whole resort, a map of the ski lifts. So you've got a middle station called New Gudauri, where a lot of people will stay, a bottom station called Tbilisi, which also has some hotels, and then a top station which links the three peaks. It doesn't have the scope of some European resorts, but there's definitely enough different areas to explore. Check out the map on our blog article, as well as a detailed description of the resort. So what's Gudauri actually like for skiers and snowboarders? Well, as we've spoken about, there's definitely enough variety in the terrain and the trails to keep people busy on the piste for at least a few days, if not a full week. And then there's heaps of free ride areas for you to get off and get into off the trails, which work really well after some snowfall. In addition to that, there's a lot of backcountry around and a lot of guides waiting to take people into the backcountry. There's also ski and snowboard schools available on the mountain if you would like to get a lesson. And on the weekends, there's even night skiing, included in the price of your daily ticket. There's a small snow park at the top station. It's not very impressive, but if you want to practice a little bit of freestyle there are a couple of boxes and ramps to hit. It's our fourth day here in Gudauri. It's a Monday and it's a work day for us, so we're inside getting some work done. Although the Wi-Fi in the apartment wasn't always fast enough for online video calls, a prepaid local SIM with unlimited data cost just 40 GEL, about $15 USD for the month, and was fast enough for us to work from. What's cooking?
Dal.
Yes?
Dal. Is that how you say it? Probably not. There's not a whole lot of fresh vegetables here, so onion and garlic are your best friend. And that, my dear, is dal.
We didn't find any co-working spaces or cafes really suitable for working from on the mountain, so we were confined to working from the apartment. I guess it's a fair price to pay for spending your days off right on the slopes. One of our favourite restaurants on the mountain was the small, unassuming Cafe Gundauri, tucked away behind the bottom chairlift, with warming local soups and even warmer hospitality. Beer vodka? It's good, but it's strong. And wine vodka. I need a palate cleanser. It's good too. I think I like the wine vodka the best. It's our second to last day in Gudauri today.
for the last 2 days, it's been absolutely dumping. So hopefully today it clears up and tomorrow we get to ski the resort with fresh snow, which will be really awesome. After a big dump, a lot of the freeride areas that had become a bit dodgy were renewed. Although without any trees, there's nowhere to escape when it's snowing heavily. Overnight, the sky's clear for a beautiful bluebird on our final day.
It's our last day on the mountain and it's a cracker. We spent about 2 weeks here, which is probably the perfect amount of time to get the most out of the resort. And we're going to move on to some other resorts in Georgia after this. I think any longer and you'd probably run the risk of running out of trails to do.
Overall, we've loved our time in Gudauri and would happily return. The affordability, variety of trails and freeride area, as well as the convenient accommodation and quality restaurants, more than make up for the smaller size of the resort, the lack of trees and the intermittent snowfall that we experienced. Before long, it's already our final run and we get ready to make the return trip to Tbilisi the way we came. Hopefully you found our skiing Gudauri video useful. If you have any questions, check out our blog article or drop us a comment below. And please like and subscribe to help the channel grow.